Hey everyone, this is Great Fenn, and this is Camoriver River Guys Service. And today we're going to feature the theme, how to locate crappie using the Garmin Panoptix Livescope. It's a valuable tool. You know, the other day I went out and I was coming down the lake and an old man waved me over in his flat bottom boat and he says, "Hey, you got that thing that shines underneath the boat to see if there's any fish or not?" And I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "Shine that thing over here." I did, and I said, "Well, the good news is you got a real nice brush pile right in front of you. The bad news is you don't have any crappie there." He said, "Doggone, that's what I thought." He said, "I've been sitting here for 2 hours and I didn't know if it wasn't any fish here or they just weren't biting." So when I take customers out, particularly on this bridge right here, I take my pontoon and I idle very slowly parallel to the bridge. And what I'm doing, I'm searching to see, I want a cluster of crappie. And I want to know exactly how deep they are and whether or not they're active. And this particular day, you see the Panoptix, and it's in my right hand, and wherever that handle is pointing, I'm looking right at what I want to see. And I'm searching at each one of these pillars, the front of the pillar, and then when I go by it, you'll see me turn my hand to the right and check out the back side of it. I'm trying to find exactly where these crappie are, so I'm not wasting any customer's time whatsoever. This is a valuable technique that can be used under docks and piers, and I would highly recommend it. So here's what I was looking for, and I found it several times this particular day. These crappie were hovering, they were clustered right underneath that cross beam, and the bottom of that cross beam, just above those fish, is just about 22 feet. And so I would tell my customers, 22 feet, that's where you want to be. And the other thing I was doing is I loaded up this particular day each reel with high visibility 20-pound braid. I mean lime green. And at 25 feet, I took a Sharpie and I put a mark on it. And that way, when I told them 25 feet, they went to the mark. When I told them 22, they come up 3 feet, and it gave them a real quick reference point. You can see these are nice crappie. Most of these crappie we caught were black crappie, and they range anywhere from a solid pound to 1.75 pounds, maybe a little bit more. And a lot of these crappie, these guys didn't even know that they were biting. They were biting so light. They were just putting it in their mouth, but there was no thump. And you just miss a lot of fish when they're biting like that. But over and over again, I would actually tell them, looking at the Panoptix, "You've got a bite right now, get him." And it was kind of amazing. That's what happened right here. I said, "Get him." And I'm looking behind him, and he said, "I never felt that fish." And you see, these are pretty nice fish. We're having a good time, that's for sure. And young and old alike are catching these crappie. And it's just nice to know that there's definitely crappie there. You know exactly how deep they are, and you know if they're active or they're going to bite or not.
Get it, right now.
That fish won't 2 foot before he set the hook. I was just going to tell you. They're up there close to that pillar. There he is. Somebody got one right there.
Get him, Rob. Bring him back. He's coming.
He's big one too. I seen him on camera. I told you raise your rod up in the. You didn't even feel it. That son's gonna come 3 foot to you. I just didn't know which one. I just didn't know which one of them they was on.
They don't hit it hard.
Well, they will. Sometimes they do. Got it? I'm gonna let go. Good job.
So it's just absolutely amazing what was going on this particular day. These guys caught a lot of fish. And here I am again paralleling it. I've left that place. I'm moving on to another one. And I might pass up 7 or 8 pilings before I finally find one that's really clustered up again. Again, I'm just using my Panoptix to view each and every piling, looking very closely to see what's going on. And here's another group, exactly where the previous group were. They're hovering right underneath there. And every now and then you'll see some big black bass go through, or some big schools of shad. But these fish were clustered up right at 22 feet. The wind is blowing pretty good chop that day. It kind of a bite to it. It was straight out of the north. But these guys are from Rosenberg, and they had driven 3 hours to get there that morning, and we left at 7:30. So it was a nice trip for them because they were comfortable. They walked around when they got a little tired of sitting. Some of them stood and fished. And I try to net every fish, especially if it's of any size at all. But that Garmin Livescope Panoptix, I can't recommend it enough. It just takes a lot of the guesswork out of fishing. And especially in my business, being a guide, I need to put people on fish and not waste their time. So these guys, they had a really good time. By this time of the day, it's starting to warm up, and we're going to ease right on back to the boat ramp. And they thoroughly enjoyed it. When they got through, I think they ended up with 7 or 8 quart bags of fillets to take back home. And I know they'll be back. We let everybody on and off. Usually they're at the dock, and that way it's just easy on, easy off. So if you're worried about being a little bit not able to get around much anymore, this is a good answer for you. Come on out. I'll help you get on and off. I'll make you comfortable as I can. So I supply everything there is to have on the boat. I supply water if you want to bring drinks or a little food to eat, a little snack out there. That's fine too. You can book at Camoriver Guys Service. You go to that website.com and go to the second page. It's a rate page, and I'd love to have you. Scroll down to the calendar. If it's blank, then I'm available. Love to have you come out, and we'll have a good time. Also, I really would like to thank each and every one of you for a great year. Very grateful for your continued support on the YouTube channel. I wish you and your family the very best in 2019. Remember to always make time for a little fishing.